Hey everyone, hope you're having a fantastic day. Today we are on Claude sessions number 8, and I'm going to be talking about hosting agents in containers. If you like this content, please like and subscribe. It really helps us grow the channel. Thank you. Just to get us all level set, I'm going to pull up the Claude docs, and we are going to actually dive into the next part in our Claude session series. And this one is called Hosting the Agent SDK. So what is hosting? Why is it important? So I'm going to open up a new project and I'm going to call it Hosting Agent. It would be great if you could follow along. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just start Claude and I'm going to copy this page and I'm going to create a new file and call it docs.md and just paste all the docs in here, drag this in here and say, hi Claude, I'm looking to learn about hosting the agent SDK in the Claude Agents SDK package. Why don't you just create a visual HTML presentation for us to describe what it is, what's the benefits, why do you need to host agents, etc., etc. So Claude will give us a presentation to explain this to us because it is really fast at creating HTML presentations. I don't even make presentations anymore. I just ask it to make HTML presentations for us. So it's going to go ahead and do that. So while it's doing its work, let's just take a quick read through this. So these are the major sandbox providers that they're talking about. Cloudflare sandboxes, Modal sandboxes, Daytona, E2B, Fly Machines, Vercel. And you could see like these services are cropping up because they're very much needed. Some of them are companies that have been around for a while, like Vercel and definitely Cloudflare, but E2B, Daytona, Fly Machines, these are relatively newer companies. So I'm just going to open these up. I'm going to create a new Claude instance. So to create a new one, you could just go like this, and you can actually drag and drop this down in the bottom here. And I've been using this pattern a lot more often where I can just have two Claude sessions going at once and see where they're running. So I just made the presentation. We're just going to open it with live server. So hosting the agent SDK, deploy intelligent, stateful AI agents in production environments with secure scalability and reliability. What is the Claude Agent SDK? So on this side, I'm going to be like, or actually on the first chat, I'll be like, okay, great. Can you build us a really simple example of an agent? And then let's get it set up on one of the sandbox providers. So the traditional LLM API, a lot of people use that, and basically you just send an API call to the AI and it comes back. But the thing with agents is they have way more ability to use your computer. And that's a great thing, but it's also a problem. Because if anybody's using your services online and your agent can access all of their computer, that is a challenge. Or vice versa, where there's 1,000 people using your service and they're all using your physical computer. Claude Agents SDK, long-running process, persistent conversations, execute shell commands, handles tools. So why do you need to host agent? Agents need a persistent environment to execute commands, manage files. So it needs like its own little workspace to do its work. Security and isolation, like I was mentioning earlier, running code requires sandbox containers to protect your infrastructure and limit damage. This is like the agent running things on it. Network and tool access, agents need controlled network access to APIs, MCP servers, and external services to complete a task. And scalability, handles multiple concurrent agent sessions with proper resource allocation. So if you have 100 sessions going on at once, they will all have their own little container that they're doing the work in. So what are the benefits of hosted agents? Agents can work autonomously on complex tasks like debugging and content creation without human oversight. Proactive actions, agents can monitor events, respond to triggers, and take action. Tool integration, state persistence, deployment patterns. These are the 4 deployment patterns. Ephemeral state spins up a container per task and destroys the container when complete. Perfect for one-off jobs. Long-running sessions are run over a long period of time. So this could be like an email agent, a chatbot, site builder. And then there's hybrid sessions where there's ephemeral containers that also have history. So you can spin up when needed and persist when idle. So what are you going to need? You need Python or Node.js, Claude Code CLI, like we have here. These are the resources that are required. Then you also need the network. And then these are the sandbox providers. I use E2B, like I looked through all of them, and I found that E2B was the best one to go with. So this is the cost, 5 cents per hour. It needs these 2 API keys, and I'll just be like, yes, where do I put my 2 API keys? And then I'll just put the API keys in there and it will get started. I don't even know what it made for the agent. So let's see what kind of agent it is. Simple agent that can use tools. So it can execute Python, it can read files, it can write files, simple tool execution, agent loop. You are a helpful assistant running in a sandbox. You can execute Python, read files, and write files, be concise, helpful. So this is basically like your little agent that can write things for you, run code for you. So I'm excited to see how it works. So if you want to get an API key on E2B, you would just go here and you would go sign in, create an account. And I'm going to go to API keys. And I'm going to create an API key. I'm going to call it new. All right, tremendous. So I've added my API keys and I'm now going to run our agent. So it says message hello. And let's see if our agent actually responds. This is going to be quite fun. The agent responded. Let's test the code execution tool. Please run a Python code to calculate 2 plus 2. The result is 4. The Python code successfully calculated and displayed the answer. Let's test the file operations. Created a file called test. And you can see here it actually did create a file called test here. So right now we now have a working agent. And this may look just all like code to us right now, but let's make it real. Can you just show us like a visual as to what's happening, what's working, how's it's running in this container? When I just see the terminal running code, it's like a little bit confusing. I don't know what's happening. I'd like to see like a graph or a visual, like what, from an architectural perspective, where's the code running, how it's running. And then while that's loading, I'm actually gonna ask it like, if I wanted to actually have this online for someone to come on a website or something and use this agent, how would I do that? So I'm just going to add this one in the queue here. So it's creating the interactive visual. So you have your browser, and then this is the sandbox container. This is where everything is being executed. And then so you can have a live chat. Hello, I can execute Python code. That would be wild if it actually worked here, but I think this is just a demo. So great answer. You can see the live with your agent running. To ask questions, put this online. Here's how to do that. Current setup. To make it public, you have a few options. Deploy to E2B. Sandbox, you just need a front end. Quick demo, for instance. Oh, so you think you need this to download this to run it? So let's actually try it. Yeah, let's try running it. Let's try creating a sandbox, because I'm curious to see if it actually will work. So it looks like we have to get an auth token from ngrok. So I'm just going to sign up with Google. And it's going to ask for my token, my auth token, and copy and paste here. So that's what I'm going to do. Is I'm going to go, agent is now live on the internet. That's wild. So maybe in the next session, we'll actually go into how to host it live and see it live online. I'm planning on later in the sessions, just doing sessions where we create an agent from scratch, but this is really just the foundations where we're learning all of the different elements that are involved. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.